This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Can we talk about cockatoos, the old cocky?
Cockatoo Island.
For some, I know this freaks people out, this sound, but I love it. It's calming for me. I think regional. I think you're out in the country, and I know that they can absolutely ravage certain trees, and they go crazy, and they can be a bit of a nuisance.
Pest.
Actually, if you got cockies in your area, 13, 24, 10. Because you can't get rid of cockies, can you?
Wow.
They're
You want to do
beautiful
cocky
birds.
chat, do you, this morning? I don't think we've
I
done
do.
cocky chat.
Well, have you ever heard a cocky singing Lionel Richie?
No.
Have a listen.
Oh, my God.
Is it me you're looking for?
Okay. Built into how many other songs that say hello in it, Ryan James?
Do you want to hear it again?
Oh, I hope so. Yep. Similar to the first time.
Is it me you're looking for?
Hello? Hello, cocky.
Could we...
Imagine if-
Lionel's got to get a cocky up on stage with him to do that.
No, he doesn't. Imagine if
He does.
Lionel Richie, when he sat there creating one of music's masterpieces, thought to himself in 30 years' time, maybe some idiot on radio will use a cocky in the chorus of that song.
Well, they're smarter than you think. So how's this? Sulphur-crested cockatoos in Sydney have worked out how to use the bubblers at school. So they've been this is during the summer, researchers set up camera traps and recorded the birds taking turns at a drinking fountain in Western Sydney. It was at a primary school. Scientists observed more than 500 attempts over 44 days and revealed that the birds were successful about half of the time. So they just knew what they were doing. They were watching the kids doing it during the day, and then the birds would go and they would take it in turns. So they would line up next to the bubbler whip, and one would go up, put his claws on there and just get a little bit of water out, have his drink, and then they would, through the line, they would go through the line and use the bubbler.
So is it one you have to turn or a button that you have to push down?
It's one of those blue ones that you sort of have to turn a little bit. Yeah,
God, that's
or
clever.
you can push down.
God, what a clever cocky.
It is. That is clever. I mean, when you can't find a source of water,
Yeah, well, they
it's
can.
an amazing effort.
Look for the cockies. Rowan and Carriagong, hello.
How are you guys?
You got cocky infestation near you, do you?
There's a heap up there, and like you're saying, they are smart. We do feed them. We have got like a bird feeder.
Yeah.
But if it's empty, they will sit on the windowsill and bang their beak on the window.
Oh, my God. Ro, I was down the street the other day, and I don't know if this was a targeted attack, but you know those trees that have the conkers in them? What sort of trees are those? They were sitting up there, chewing off the conkers that were hitting my head like a grenade. There were bombs dropping around us. I was under attack, Rowan.
Oh, they chew through everything. Like the veranda, I think I've replaced the handrail about 3 times.
Oh, you're
They just
kidding me.
chew on
And
it,
they can go through a whole tree in a roundabout.
About an hour.
Well, yeah, it's unbelievable how quickly they can go through a tree. Heather's given us a call from Cherrybrook. You've been dealing with them for a while, Heather?
Yes, morning, guys. I work at the local primary school. I've been doing it for 23 and a half years, and they're there every single day, lots and lots of them, and they're an absolute and utter pest. We actually see them lift the lids of the rubbish bins, and they just then pick out whatever they can find and just drop it on the ground. But one of the worst things is the kids come out to have their lunch at about 12:30, 25 to 1, and we get many a note down with it from a teacher saying, sorry, this child was eating his lunch and the cockies have just come down and grabbed it and eaten their lunch.
I was on holiday once when one of the kids were younger, and the cockatoo, while we sat on the balcony eating pizza, the cockatoo came in and picked up the entire packet of baby wipes, the old wet ones, and flew off the balcony holding it. I was in shock, Heather.
I know. They're just an absolute pest. And, of course, when it's term break, I don't know where they go or what they do. They probably starve or they go somewhere else.
Ever thought about getting Lionel Richie to the school, Heather?
I don't need to play it again. I wouldn't bother.
No.
Oh, damn.
No, but they really are an absolute nuisance, and they're very clever and very strong. And but yeah, taking the kids' lunches, the poor kids come down in tears.
Starving.
Oh, the bird took my lunch, and we didn't believe it for a while, but it happens, and they're just a nuisance.
And Heather, are they an endangered species, or can you sort of get out there with some sort of scanner?
I don't know. I wish they were.
You know what I mean, Heather?
know,
I could
it's-
see you fixing the problem with a couple of nets and shotguns.
Well, what does the council say, Heather? You can't do anything, can you?
Well, no, you can't. You can't put a fence up and keep them out, can you?
No, you can't.
I could
It's a
chat
tough
to you
one.
forever, Heather.
Wonder if
Oh,
they
can
can-
you, Whipper? Well, I love you both.
Oh, I
and
love you.
listen to you every morning, and I miss you when you're on holiday.
And Heather, you've always been in Cherrybrook, have you, love?
Melbourne, born and bred, up until
yeah.
about 32 years ago.
Oh, whereabouts
Beautiful.
in Melbourne were you, Heather?
I was born in Moorabbin.
Yeah, Moorabbin, lovely
so you're
Bayside
a
And
area.
then when
St
we got
Kilda
married,
fan,
I moved
Heather?
to Noble Park, and then we moved to Wheelers Hill, and then we moved up here.
You know, Wheelers
Right.
Hill is a fantastic blend of city and country, isn't it, Wheelers Hill? I mean, you've got sort of a city community, but you've got some acreage as well, Heather, and I just think...
If I only had some cockies on me now.
Do you know what I mean, Heather?
I didn't have cockies in Wheelers Hill, but
sorry.
they're certainly up here.
So, Heather, are we still on air? Heather and I are having a chat. And Heather, were you...
You're not Kate Ritchie's mum. You're not that Heather, are you? No.
No, darling,
okay.
no.
Okay.
Would you like to be Kate Ritchie's mum, Heather?
Oh, look, I've got 3 children of my own, which are enough to handle at the moment, I'm afraid.
Well done.
You're telling me, Heath? We got our bloody hands full.
Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, download the Nova Player via the App Store or Google Play.
The Nova Player.